craft girl here, and we're back. And today I've got a diamond painting video. Oh, I'm so excited. I love diamond paintings. Anyways, sorry. Today's video is going to be my top 7 tips / tricks for anyone who's starting out diamond painting. This is stuff that I wish I had known when I had started out diamond painting for the first time. That just basically little tips and tricks that help you make your experience more enjoyable and have fun, and makes it also easier as well. So without any more mumble jumble from me, let us get into the number 1. My first tip for you is when you get your diamond painting is sorting out your drills. Drills also known as the diamonds. Now, as of course you know, when you get your diamond painting, you'll have your canvas, you'll have your bag of drills, and you'll also have a toolkit. These are 2 different kinds I generally tend to get. One with the green, there's the green boat and the white boat. It's 2 general kinds I get, at least. Anyways, so what I like to do before I do anything else is I like to sort my drills. The reason I like to do this is because I find it extremely easier if all my drills and everything are pre-sorted before I start working my canvas. And the reason for this is because you got all these little baggies of drills. And if you're working on your canvas and you're going to go switch to numbers, you're searching through this pile of little baggies trying to find the right number that you need to be working on next. I also like this because these little baggies is the most common way you get drills, and they aren't resealable, obviously. So once you open them, you either got to use them all or you got to put them in something else to store them for temporarily. So there's 2 different ways you can do this. You can either get storage containers, which I do highly suggest. They make crafting so much easier and less stressful. Now, the top 2 I've seen are most around. Actually, 2 out of the 3 I've seen mostly around. Actually 4. Correction, I've seen a lot. Anyways, this is the Tic Tac one. It's like a little Tic Tac container. Opens like that, and so you can pour drills. Super and easy. There's this kind, which these comes in rows of 4. And you just open, you pour, and when you're done, you pour it back in, you close. And the last one I have on hand is this kind. Making the lid, open the lid, when you're done, just put them back in and close. Super easy. Now, you've probably noticed in all these containers I've shown you is I have labels on them. These ones are already pre-kitted up for diamond paintings I am working on. And so labels to indicate either the number on the canvas or the DMC code on. And that's how I refer to my diamonds. At the very start though, I didn't have diamond cases either. So what I used, and it was really great for when you're just starting out, because you don't want to spend, say you're just trying to craft out, you don't know if you're going to like it, you don't want to spend a lot of money on the containers. Plastic baggies. These are cheap. You can get them dime a dozen at dollar store. You can get different sizes. This is the most common size. It's like a medium size I find is the best to go with. You can also get a little bigger or a little smaller. Sometimes also, depending on where you order from, your kits will come with baggies. Baggies were extremely helpful for me and when I first started painting, because after I opened a drill bag and I didn't use all the diamonds, I would just pour them back into the baggie and I would just write on the baggie, is what I would do. Now, another thing I usually do, and that's just a preference, I use these plastic labels. And the reason I like to use these instead of writing on the baggies, because I find writing on the baggies, even if you write in a permanent marker, it can rub off really easy, especially if you're handling it a lot. With these, it doesn't rub off, and a lot of times I can find I can actually peel them. So even if I have them on my containers, I can peel it off my container and put it on a baggie when I go to store my drills when I'm done that painting. So I highly suggest, even if you're just starting out, baggies and labels. These 2 things, that way you can put your drills in. You don't have to invest a lot of money into it. They're cheap. You can get them at a dollar store, dime a dozen. Super easy and nice to have. Alright, so my second tip for you, for your first go around, is putting a washi tape around your canvas. And the reason why we do this is because I'll zoom in here for you so you can see a little better. There we go. I have to get the right light on it. I'm not able to see without the right light. You can kind of see there the glare. You see how that glare is? That's the glue on the canvas. And you see how that goes over the edging of your actual painting? Well, that's obviously sticky. It's the glue, right? And so what I like to do, and I've seen, I'd say majority of most diamond painters do, is they put either like a masking tape or washi tape around the edge. And the reason why we do this is because when you are working on this canvas and you just leave the edge without putting tape around it, your hand, either your hand, like just like that, or your pen or a drill will constantly get stuck on that edge there. And you don't want stuff like that. I remember my first diamond painting, I didn't know about this trick, and by the time I was done my canvas, I had so much cat hair and dust in that border, just from constant my hand going over it, or dust and cat hair in the air. I have 3 cats. I've got a lot of cat hair in my house, so all you gotta do is just, I'm gonna use washi tape as a sample. You just take your washi tape. I'm gonna go like this. And we're going to put this on the edge, so we're not covering up the diamond painting itself, because obviously we want to put drills on that, but we're covering up that edge of glue because we don't want anything in that edging of glue. And that's super easy, and you just go all the way around the border doing the exact same thing, and that way you'll have nothing on your edges of your border when you're done your diamond painting. And this washi tape, the reason why I suggest washi tape or masking tape, you want to use regular tape because this stuff peels off real easy. That way when you're done, you can just peel it off when you're ready to frame. Alright, my third trick for you is how to get rivers out of your canvas. Now, there are 2 different kinds of canvases with 2 different kinds of, well, I shouldn't say 2, there are multiple canvases. Most canvases you're going to get are going to be the same, but the types of glue they use varies. You've got a double-sided tape adhesive, and you also have got a poured glue. Now, poured glue is definitely the better quality. Most poured glue canvases will be like this. It comes with a plastic sheet over it versus the white sheet over it. And I find, at least, I've never had any problems of having rivers in poured glue. I've never had a river in poured glue. That's based on how it's shipped. All diamond painters are shipped the same, generally rolled up, but for some reason the poured glue doesn't get rivers in it, but the double-sided adhesive does. So there's a little trick I learned though from a fellow diamond painter. It's been a while and I can't remember her name, so I apologize in advance. But she showed me how. On a YouTube video. See, there's a little river there. Let's see if I can get it better. There we go. See that little river there? Yeah, that's not so nice. Okay. And so, reason why we want to get rid of these rivers, because if you place drills over these rivers, it's like an air bubble that's underneath the canvas. And what you're going to have a constant problem is your drill's going to be constantly popping off because there's air underneath that space. That's why it doesn't want to stay down. So what I like to do, I like to grab my craft knife here. I just have a little craft knife. You can use any kind of knife you want to. Craft knife I find is the best. And what we're going to do, and we're just go lightly over the canvas with your craft knife, over that bubble. And then all that's doing is basically releasing the air in the canvas. And that iron bubble underneath the tape, between the tape and the canvas. I find this really works. I've been using this trick ever since I learned it, and I've never had any really problems with popping drills. It's really good. One other thing I've seen one other diamond painter do, I haven't tried it yet though, is that she takes her diamond painting pen that has a placer on it, this placer, and she goes like this over her canvas. And that helps her with her air bubbles. Now, I haven't tried that myself yet. I have my craft knife thingy, which has always worked for me, so I haven't really worried about it. But that's something else if you want to try, if you find taking the knife over the bubble isn't working for you. Alright, next tip I have for you guys, number 4, is taping off your canvas. Now, The reason why I like to do this, it's honestly up to preference. But my reason is because I find I have a bad habit if I don't tape off my canvas or section it off, is I'll keep just die and painting, die and painting, die and painting. Whereas if I tape it off and do section by section, I can do one section at a time and then stop, and I can put it down and say if I need to do something or I have to go be somewhere. I find it so much easier, or if I don't, I find I keep on going until I don't know when to stop almost. So how I like to do this, I'm not going to show you on this one. I'm going to show you on one that I've already have taped up. For the clear plastic kind, this is a diamond painting I've already started. That's like over half done now. But this is how I tape it off on a clear one. I just put masking tape over it, and these are my sections. And when I want to start my next section, I just take my craft knife, I go lightly over that section, and then I peel this off, and where I cut it on that piece, I'll just pull it off. I'm not going to pull it all the way off because I'm not going to do it right now, but that's how I do it. That's how I do for the clear plastic ones. Now I do, the white ones, I do a little different. This I've seen a lot of people do. People actually prefer this, I find myself. It's really nice as well. Either way, it works for me. So as you can see, this white sheet I have cut up into squares. And basically all I did is I took the white sheet that it came with, and I cut it up into squares, and I placed it over top. So now I just peel back one section, and I have a section. Now a lot of times when you do that, I find when you cut it up, you don't have enough. So you can also use parchment paper. I've used it before. I have a little piece here because it wasn't quite enough to go all the way to the end there, and I don't want my glue drying out on me. So parchment paper does the same thing. It peels off nice. Now you want to use parchment paper. You don't want to use anything else. No saran wrap, tin foil, nothing like that. Only parchment paper works. So that's another way to do it. The taping off, sectioning off your canvas. Alright. Tip number 5 for you. I gotta get my kit out here. Now, as we all know, standard kit comes with boat, tray, whatever you want to call it, pen, wax. And then of course, the standard, what we do is we take our wax, we take our pen, and stick it in there, and then we diamond paint, obviously. This is another tip I got from another diamond painter. And what she showed me, and which I have loved and adored, instead of using the wax, I have a fun tack. Now this can be blue tack, I have white tack. It's just what I happen to have at home. You can get this stuff pretty cheap at the dollar store too. So I'm just going to take the wax out of this first quickly. So all you do, it's basically the same thing as the wax. You just take your pen, stick it in the fun tack. Sometimes it can be easier, sometimes it can be harder to get in there, depending on the brand you buy or whatever. It varies. And the reason why I love this is because I find the wax dries out so fast, and I'm constantly replacing the wax. Whereas fun tack, I almost never have to replace it. I can do a whole diamond painting and not replace the wax in the tip of the pen. That's why reason I love this tip. I think it's the best tip I can give you for diamond painting is using fun tack instead of the wax. It works so much better. Alright, so my tip number 6 for you. I am just going to, I thought I had one set aside, but apparently I didn't. I'll show it on this one for you. So, as you can see on this canvas, there's a lot of blocking area. There's two kinds of areas on diamond paintings. There's blocking, and then there's confetti. Confetti is when you have a bunch of different colors all mixed together, and blocking is when you have a big area of one color. Now there's two ways to deal with it. The one way that I know is pretty common is a placer. And what you do with a placer, now placers come in 3 different sizes. I believe it comes in 3, 6, and 9. I haven't gotten all the different kind of placers because I never bought placers. I just got some in kits I had. I've never really used them much. And basically, so we got our placer with our wax in it. Get our tray. I believe I had a color. Yes, I had a color in a baggie here because I started working on this and I had to put it away. So what we're going to do, get the drills in the tray. We do our usual shake. Oh, and I make a huge mess. Shocker. And then we take our, oh, we can't even see the mess. Look at that. You avoid seeing my ugly mess I made on the table. Alright, and so you take your, make sure you got a bunch of them lined up. And you take your placer. Now I only have 3 there, so that wasn't a great show of that. Take the placer. And then we go over the area with the diamonds. There we go. Super easy. But my second technique I have for you is actually my preferred technique of doing this. And you don't need a placer for it. You just need your standard pen. And it's called doing a grid pattern. At least that's what I call it. And what you do is you take your diamonds and you place them in a grid pattern. And the reason why we do this, especially with square, now with circle it doesn't matter as much because circle can go anyway. With squares you have to line up, so I know this is a really handy tip if you have square drills versus round drills, because you need to line it up. By doing the grid pattern, you can, there's this open space and just boom, goes right in. If I put it in the right angle, there, I put it in the right angle, and then you just keep on doing that. So I'll do a few more just to show you here. All right, now you get your ignore my mess. Bad habit of mine. It happens a lot. Be careful when you shake your trays. So at least for me, I have a hard time with that. They are always falling off like that. There we go. You see the grid pattern there? It's really nice, easy. And I just pick up my next drill. And then it just goes nice and easy. Fits perfectly. It feels awesome when it goes in. I just love this technique. It's awesome. I even use this when I do my round drills, even though I don't need to, just because I simply prefer it over the placers. Placers don't always line up properly or go right on there. I don't really like the placers myself, but this grid technique I love. Alright, sorry about that. My camera shut off on me. I'm back though. We're all good. Alright, so where I left off was the grid pattern. I love it. It's the best. I suggest it highly. Placers also works though, so it's just really up to your preference. Try both out, I'd say, and whatever you prefer, do that one. Alright, and my last and final tip, it's more my suggestions more than anything of what you can buy to help your experience with diamond painting, making it easier and more enjoyable. Now my first one would be actually what I showed you earlier at the beginning of the video, is cases for your drills. Let me zoom out there. This makes life so much easier when you're diamond painting, and just to sort your drills with either the letter that's on the canvas or this one I have the DMC code on it. Just whatever you prefer, and it makes life so much easier, and for storing them as well, it's really nice. I would highly suggest getting one of these. Now these can vary in price depending on where you live and what you order from. Some are more expensive. I know there's 1 or 2 other case styles that are more expensive case styles. That's why I have not bought them yet. I decided to start with the cheaper ones to see if I like them, which so far my favorite 2 are the Tic Tacs and this kind. These 4-row ones. I've heard high recommendations of the other ones though, so I'll put links in the description for below for all the ones I know of, at least what to get to them. I highly suggest these. But like I said before, if you're trying out for the first time, maybe hold off on these just in case you do not like the craft and you feel bad, and you also have all these cases and stuff and you have no reason to use them. Alright, my second recommendation for diamond painting is a light pad. Now, a light pad is awesome. All diamond painters use it. I love it. It makes life so much easier while diamond painting. And I will show you the reason. I thought I had everything ready for this, and apparently I didn't. I apologize. So, normally when you work on a canvas, this is what you see. Now, as long as you have good light in your room, house, wherever you're diamond painting, it's usually not a problem, but especially if you're working in more darker areas, it's nice. It can be harder to see, or say you have a canvas that has a little bit darker symbols on it, it can be harder to see those symbols. Oh, there it is. And so light pad helps with this. Now, I got my charger in. This is something else I suggest buying, and I'll show you that one after. And I have a rechargeable battery pack is what I use to use this. It's not here. Normally the cords come with plug-ins so you can plug into the wall, but I love using a rechargeable battery pack. Sorry about that. I'm back. I had to find my rechargeable battery pack. Now this is my rechargeable battery pack. You can get them online and at your local stores. They vary in prices and sizes and everywhere. I highly recommend this because I usually just charge mine at nighttime while I'm sleeping, and then this way I just plug it in there, turn on, you can use it anywhere. Rechargeable battery pack, awesome, especially if you're going to get a light pad. Now as you can see with the light pad, you can see the symbols better now. Now I'll show you here. See? Okay. So that's what it looks like, just regular light. Now you turn on light pad. You can see the symbol so much better. Now my light pad is nice because it has 3 different brightness settings. Some of them only have 1 or 2. So when you're purchasing a light pad, if you deem you want one, remember to look out for that. You can also get different sizes. Mine is pretty much the standard size, but I can show you though, even brighter, and that's the 3rd brightness. Now it looks the glare is kind of bad on the camera, but you can see your symbols so much easier with this. Here we go. So that's without, kind of dark. And with canvas, without, you can see the symbols so much similar, easier. I highly suggest a light pad. It was, I don't think it was the first thing I bought. I think the first thing I bought was a container. But it was the second thing I ordered was this light pad. And it's awesome. I haven't regretted it. I suggest highly, highly to get a light pad to help with your diamond painting. Now, battery pack I also suggest, now this cord that I have in here is not the one that came with the light pad actually. I got a different cord. The reason for that is I've seen a lot of people had problems with some, especially the cheaper light pads, where the little port thing, this little port thingy has come out, and that's because they're varying from price, and manufacturers, they're basically cheaply made. So what I have found, I actually learned this from somebody else. This is this magnetic charger. So see, this is the actual port, and this is magnetic, and it just sticks. And the reason why this helps so much is I actually just keep this little thing in there. Whenever I need to use it, magnetic, turn on, there you go. Awesome, I love it. Especially most of the ones I've seen online, they come in packs where the rechargeable thing has 3 different kinds of ports, so you can switch it out. There's the micro SD one, which is the one that goes in most light pads. There's also 2 other ones. I can't remember their names, but I know they go to Samsung phones and they go to iPhone phones. Those are the 3 different chargers you generally get with, at least the ones I've seen, for the magnetic charger. And so that's awesome. It works great. I even use it for my phone now because just in case the cord bends, it doesn't do any damage. It just takes the magnetic part off and there's no damage, and the piece just stays in your phone, light pad, etc., etc. Now, there's a lot of other things you can buy. Like, you can buy nice fancy diamond painting pins. You can buy bigger trays, because most diamond paintings come with standard size trays. You can get big trays, or like this size. I think I've even seen ones that are huge. You can get drafting tables, so you don't have to lean over on a table to do your diamond painting. And there's lights for that stuff too. There's just multiple different things you can get for diamond painting. It's becoming really popular as in past half year, 2 year, I'd say. I didn't even know about diamond painting until, I'd say, 5 months ago. But apparently it's been around for years. I did not know that. But it's been very popular from what I can see as of the past couple of months. It's really fun craft to do. Where you get your diamond paintings varies. Same with the extra accessories. I live in Canada, so I get a lot of my stuff from Amazon Prime, or Aliexpress is highly all over the world. A lot of people use Aliexpress. That one's really good, and there's lots of other sites. I'm not going to put links for everything in the description below, but I'll try my best to put what I can in the description for this stuff to help you guys diamond paint and just enjoy the craft and have fun at it, really. That's all you need. So thank you for joining me today. I hope this was helpful and for starting out diamond painting for the first time, and just have fun. Dive right into it and enjoy it. Have a good day. Bye.